At a late-night party, people are having fun wildly, but Cole is nervously looking through the crowd for his brother Duckett. Breaking through a door, Cole finally finds his brother inside, but he's without a shirt, with several scary scratch marks on his back. Cole right away tries to get his brother out of there, but Duckett seems unaware of everything around him, saying weird words quietly.
Upset you're gonna hurt a lot of people.
Duckett looks like he's on drugs. Cole doesn't think it's serious, but everyone else watches like it's a show, taking out their phones to film. This makes Cole very angry, who tells him to put away those phones. No one can harm his brother. Mia's mother's sudden death broke her once stable world. She plays her mom's video messages over and over again, which only makes her bond with her father weaker. So she'd rather stay at her friend's house than talk much with her father. One day, when her best friend has something important to do, Mia goes to school to get her brother, Riley. Their friendship is like real family. They dance crazy in the car, singing loud to music. While having fun, Mia sees something lying on the road ahead. Getting closer, they find it's a hurt kangaroo. Riley says if they can't help it, they should put it out of its pain fast. Mia first wants to do just that, but just as the car is about to hit it, she thinks of her dead mother. Mia can't handle death and make the right choice now, so she drives around the kangaroo, choosing to leave it alone. For the past 2 years since her mother left, Mia and Jade have been close friends, like they're one person. Even Mia's ex-boyfriend Daniel has become Jade's current boyfriend. Being with her best friend feels like there are endless things to talk about. A recently popular underground club playing strange games quickly gets their attention. But just as they're about to sneak out, they find Riley has been waiting for them. He wants to go see too, and if his sister doesn't agree, he'll tell their mom about her not getting him today.
Whatever.
The club has many known faces, but because Mia has become shy and needy over the past 2 years, people don't like her. Even when she tries to greet them, they barely answer. Especially after Daniel arrives, the three of them look completely comfortable together, even hugging, which makes Haley, who doesn't understand the situation, dislike Mia even more. With a "since we're already here" attitude, host Haley chooses not to spoil the mood. She signals for everyone to be quiet. The game is about to begin. Mia knows nobody really likes her, so she volunteers to go first. She still doesn't know the rules of the game, but the cheering crowd feels so different from their earlier coldness that she starts to enjoy it. Then the instructions are given. Once she lets it in, it cannot stay for more than 90 seconds. If it does, it will want to remain, and if she dies while it's inside her, it will keep her forever. After tying Mia down safely, Haley lights a candle and brings out a hand covered in symbols. The spirit hand. She has Mia hold it and say the words.
Talk to me.
The experienced players love seeing newcomers get scared, excitedly saying, "He forgot to mention part of the spell." But Jade doesn't understand, thinking Mia is just pretending.
To prove to Jade she's not lying, Mia bravely holds the hand again.
As soon as she speaks,
Talk to me.
a new spirit appears before Mia.
Its disgusting, scary look makes Mia afraid to open her eyes. But under everyone's pushing, she's forced to say those words.
I let you in.
Mia's eyes become unfocused, laughing strangely, then speaking in a rough voice that doesn't belong to her.
You'll split you, pretty boy. I'll split ya!
Everyone looks in the direction Mia points, but there's nothing there. Yet the door slams shut with a bang. Then Mia's pupils get bigger and bigger, her state becoming almost crazy. Seeing 83 seconds have passed, Joe tries to remove the spirit hand to end the game quickly. But once you start something, stopping isn't so easy. No matter how hard Joe tries, he can't remove the spirit hand. Mia completely loses control, staring hard at Riley, repeatedly saying, "Run." Haley rushes over to help, finally managing to pull off the spirit hand and blow out the candle, bringing calm back to the room. Never before had anyone lasted this long. Haley quickly asks about Mia's condition, but she excitedly says this feeling is totally amazing. Everyone at this meeting came to satisfy curiosity and seek excitement. Combined with Mia's show, it greatly satisfied everyone's needs. The feeling of being chased and cheered by everyone makes Mia completely hooked. The spirit hand event makes Riley scared to sleep alone. After being harshly rejected by his sister, he can only take his little pillow to find Mia for company. But while scared, Riley is also very curious about what it feels like to hold the spirit hand. Mia explains that after seeing the ghost, it's like sitting in the passenger seat of your body. You can see, hear, and feel everything during the process. Although you lose control of your body, the feeling is very weird. Then they talk about Mia's mother. She died from taking too many sleeping pills before bed, with no one to help her. Her father, sleeping deeply in the living room, didn't find his dead wife until the next day. Her face was very painful, with wood pieces under her fingernails from scratching at the door. This is exactly why Mia has grown far from her father. If he had found it earlier, maybe her mother wouldn't have died. Because the watcher's feeling isn't exciting enough, the next day Daniel wants to try what it feels like to be taken over by a spirit. But since the previous meeting place was found by parents, this time they set up the game at Jade's house.
Before the ritual starts, Mia curiously asks about the hand's beginning. Joe mysteriously claims it's a witch's hand, just treated with ceramic for keeping it safe. He lights the candle and has Daniel hold it to begin.
Talk to me.
Whoa! Daniel's reaction is exactly like Mia's. Being unable to breathe instantly takes over him. Even his looks change somewhat. Then he turns to his girlfriend Jade with a blank stare and voices something Daniel had never admitted out loud, that he hates being touched, that it makes him feel weak. The spirit inside him crudely adds its own insult. Things are exactly as Haley said. The taken-over Daniel touches himself while looking at Mia with a dirty expression. Sexual sounds fill the air with awkwardness. As his movements become wilder, Daniel suddenly falls from the chair. But this doesn't affect his show at all. He starts rubbing against the floor. Just then, the house dog walks over, creating a passionate kissing scene before everyone's eyes. Jade can't watch anymore, removes the spirit hand, blows out the candle, and quickly unties Daniel. He's a Christian who has never crossed any lines with his girlfriend. So how can he handle making such a fool of himself in public? After Daniel leaves in shame and anger, this mess should be ending soon, but the feeling of being taken over is just too wonderful. So Mia raises her hand, saying she wants to try again, but only if they get the dog out first.
Dude, that shit never gets old.
Everyone takes several turns at spirit talking, taking turns getting high. This makes young Riley want to try too, but as soon as he stands up, Jade stops him. After they fight, Jade angrily leaves the room, leaving Riley to put his hopes on Mia. Even just 60 seconds would be fine. Finally, Mia can't resist Riley's constant begging.
Just say it.
I'll let you in.
And agrees to let him try it. As soon as he speaks, Riley reacts like the others, but in his own way. He keeps apologizing to Mia, begging her not to hate him. He insists it's his mother, pleads not to close it off too soon, says he loves them both, and mutters disjointed words about being early, about them being late. As time goes by second, Riley's body begins shaking without control. Mia naturally holds the spirit hand, but doesn't pull away from it, her heart wanting Riley to finish that half-spoken sentence. Suddenly, Riley hits his head on the table. Before anyone can react, he does it a second time.
After being asked questions by police, Mia is taken home by her father. But facing her father's worry, she has no plan of talking. Instead, going back to her bedroom to stare blankly at the spirit hand she secretly brought back. The next day, Mia visits the hospital early, but knows without guessing that no one wants her here. Not hitting her is already the greatest kindness. By accident, Mia sees that known figure through the glass again.
Whether Mom really came back or it's just her mind from missing her too much, she has to check. Following the path, Mia tracks all the way to the restroom. Just as she thinks no one's inside and is about to leave, a stall door slams shut with the sound of fingernails scratching on the door coming from inside.
Mom, is that you?
After going through multiple hits, Mia is like an abandoned kitten, pulling her shoulders and wanting to quickly leave this place. But she unexpectedly runs into Daniel coming out of the patient room. After all, they once loved each other. Seeing Mia in bad condition, Daniel willingly offers to take her home. On the way, Mia explains that she saw her dead mother because she had been called by her nickname. However, Daniel doesn't agree. He believes the spirits had entered their bodies and could see straight into their hearts. But anyway, after this event, Daniel doesn't dare go home either, so they sleep in the same room under the name of friends in fear of being alone. At night, Mia keeps watching old videos with her mother. The strong longing makes her feel very empty, so she puts down her phone and holds tightly against the sleeping Daniel, hoping to fall asleep quickly and escape her current feelings. Soon, Mia falls asleep. In her dream, while kissing Daniel, knocking becomes more and more loud. Suddenly, she sees her father pulling her mother out of the room with wood door pieces in her own fingertips. Mia suddenly wakes up on the bed, just as she's celebrating that it was only a dream. There's someone curled up in the corner. Then groaning sounds fill the room. As the figure crawls closer, Mia can see clearly it's a dirty old woman. Before Mia can react, she quickly crawls over and takes Daniel's foot in her mouth, hungrily sucking on it. This shocking action directly stuns Mia, who can only shout Daniel's name, telling him to wake up quickly.
You wake up! Daniel!
As Daniel breaks free from the bothering, Mia also comes to her senses. She quickly explains what just happened, but Daniel doesn't listen at all, grabbing his clothes in fear and hitting the door as he leaves. Seeing the last person who could comfort her also move away from himself, Mia goes crazy, letting out anger. Why is her life so terrible? If only her mother were still here. Thinking this way, Mia right away places her hopes on the spirit hand. So she right away lights a candle and holds it.
Mia's wish comes true. Even though her mother's looks have become scary, this is the person she's been thinking about day and night. After calming her excited feelings, Mia asks the question that has always bothered her.
Did you kill yourself? No.
Her mother's answer completely proves Mia's doubts. Yes, how could such a sunny, happy mother suddenly leave her? At the end of the meeting, her mother smiles and tells Mia that Riley needs help. The next day, while mother and daughter are cleaning Riley's body, the mother's phone rings. Only the siblings are left in the room. Looking at her brother, who's neither human nor ghost, Jade is filled with mixed feelings, softly calling Riley's name, trying to make him wake up. But what Jade gets in return is Riley suddenly biting her arm. The sudden pain makes Jade quickly pull away, while Riley takes a chance to keep hitting the wall behind him with the back of his head. Seeing the blood spread on the ground, Riley is like a hungry animal, sticking out his tongue to keep licking it until several medical staff arrive to stop it. After this event, the people who joined the game gather together to discuss ways to save Riley. Before, none of them had gone over 90 seconds. Riley's current state is exactly as a witch said. If the host dies during being taken over time, the ghost can forever take this body. But even with this reason, none of them have an answer. Only Mia had seen the ghost, and she tells the others about being taken over that night. The group questions why she would be seeing her mother when she never even let her in, wonders if Duckett had already made an agreement, and even asks who Duckett really was. It turns out Joe's spirit hand was borrowed from Duckett. He said he could see them without needing these things, but soon after, he suddenly went crazy, stabbed his brother, and killed himself. To get more clues, several people can only find Cole to ask. However, Cole hates these things and his so-called friends deeply and doesn't want to say much, but Mia doesn't want to give up, following him onto the bus and telling him about her sad experience. The same tragedy reminds Cole of his own brother, so he tells him they must completely stop the game for the ghosts to leave. These words right away remind Mia of something. That day, they seem to only remove the spirit hand without blowing out the candle. It's possible the spirits are still taking Riley's body. At this point, they can only try desperate ways. Even though Jade is very unwilling, she has no choice but to work with Mia during her parents' absence to end the spirit talking for Riley. However, the current Riley has no way to say the words, and the soul in his body might not be him anymore.
Talk to him.
So, to make up for the wrong she did, Mia takes Riley's place in spirit talking. As soon as she speaks, a little girl appears before Mia. She tells Mia,
I can take you to him. Okay.
After saying this, Mia sees the scene of Riley being hurt. Mia, who ends the spirit talking, can't come back to her senses for a long time, full of regret in her heart, sadly telling the two that Riley is now being hurt by them. The worried Mia is called by her father as soon as she gets home. At first, she didn't want to pay attention, but when she hears her father wants to talk about her mother's business, she sits down. Her father says his pain and missing for his wife are the same as Mia's. He then takes out the letter his wife left before her death and reads it to his daughter. The words in her mother's letter are full of hopelessness. She hopes her family can understand her and start over.
It's Tuesday today.
But this content is not what Mia wants to hear because her mother's spirit has already told her it wasn't killing herself. Just as father and daughter are holding and crying together, Mia again sees her
It's not true.
mother's spirit in the glass. This sentence right away pulls Mia out of her sadness. To find out the truth, Mia hurries back to her room to talk with her mother's spirit. Her mother says she never wrote any letter, and that the person reading it is also a ghost, not copying your father at all. The words send chills down Mia's spine as the knocking grows louder and louder. But when the scene shifts back to the living room, her father is sitting there, perfectly fine, leaving the question of what is really happening. While her mother comforts Mia not to be scared, she also asks her to help Riley find relief. She can make up for her daughter on the other side and take good care of Riley.
Mia, open the door!
Help him, Mia. Help him, Mia.
Mia's screaming gets her father's attention from the living room. The father, who breaks into the room, holds her firmly to the ground. In the fight, Mia sees the scissors nearby, but the choking becomes stronger and stronger. Looking at her father lying in a pool of blood, Mia can no longer tell between truth and lies. But anyway, the fact that she really stabbed someone won't change. After a night of thinking, Mia finally decides to do as her mother asked. So, she calls Jade, saying she found a way to save Riley and asking her to come over quickly. Mia, waiting in the parking lot, sees Jade leave and hurries to Riley's hospital room. But unexpectedly, Riley's mother is also there. What surprises Mia even more is that her anger has gone away a lot, and she even says sorry to Mia for her earlier behavior. These words make Mia deeply uncomfortable. She's told that she isn't Riley's friend nor truly with her family, and that it means a lot to him that she was there. She's urged to spend a moment with him, while staying alert. Looking at Riley's hurt, unrecognizable body, Mia holds his hand tightly while constantly saying, sorry. But when she raises her head to act, she finds that Riley on the bed is turned into an evil spirit.
You can't take him. He's ours.
The evil spirit's words further make Mia's determination stronger. Angrily pulling out the scissors, she's about to go for the double kill. But just as she's yelling and about to stab down, the guy on the bed turns back into Riley. Looking at the traffic outside the window, Mia can't help but think of the kangaroo they met that day. So, she suddenly makes a decision. Meanwhile, Jade, who rushed to Mia's house, doesn't see Mia, but finds the hurt Max in the bedroom. So, she quickly calls her mother to explain the situation and tells her to be very careful. After hearing this, Sue rushes back to the hospital room and finds her son is indeed missing. Jade, who quickly returns, sees two figures in the distance and right away chases after them. Hearing the shouts behind her, Mia speeds up, pushing the wheelchair toward the highway. But as she stares at the rushing cars and hesitates, her mother appears again, telling her she's proud, urging her to take him, insisting she's doing the right thing and should show him the way, that they would have him forever, claiming she can see that look in Mia's eyes. When the view returns, we find it was actually Mia who got hit because the other party's last sentence completely showed his purpose. He's not her mother at all. It's ridiculous that she actually hurt so many people because she believed him. After being hit, Mia slowly stands up, looking around with lost eyes. Just in the moment of turning around, she appears in the hospital again. Riley has gotten better quite well, sitting on the bed talking and laughing with his family, his face showing the joy of living through a disaster. By accident,
Mia finds her father's figure appearing in the hallway. Her eyes right away turn red and she shouts loudly. But no matter how she calls, her father doesn't answer, just like Mia's behavior toward her father, completely ignoring him. Soon Riley has finished his discharge papers and leaves the hospital holding his family. But just as Mia chases after them, the lights ahead suddenly get dark, and she finds there's no reflection of herself in the mirror. Even her fingers are bent and changed from the crash. Seeing this, Mia desperately chases after her father. The lights overhead go out one by one, but she can never catch up to the elevator and is soon eaten by darkness. After an unknown amount of time, a ray of light appears before Mia. She walks over confused and sees a hand reaching toward her.
I'll let you in.
Here ends the complete story of Talk to Me. The film asks an important question. Are we puppets controlled by fate or demons who opened the gates of hell ourselves? On the outside, we're playing with ghosts for fun, but really, the spirits are also trying every way to take your life. The meaning of Curiosity Killed the Cat keeps getting stronger. During watching, many people find Mia's character very hateful, and that includes me. But after watching the whole film, I can somewhat understand her feelings. Because of her mother's sudden killing herself, her father's bad communication skills, plus teenage fighting against parents, she doesn't know how to share her feelings with her father, so she chooses to close herself off, to run away from inner pain and being alone. Mia's sudden change makes friends find her hard to approach, slowly creating distance from her. As time goes by, when Mia slowly gets better under the warmth of Jade's family, she finds her friends have already moved away from her. Then her unlikable showing off and tongue-kissing Daniel and wanting to continue spirit talking after it ends, trying to get closer to friends. It's just that this bad behavior makes me want to hit her. In short, Mia's character can only be called unlikable, but can't be called hopeless. After all, facing someone who's opened full map sight and knows what you're thinking, you'd be lost too if you were dealing with such a cheat. The film's whole story flow is pretty good, opening a new direction for the Conjuring series. Who says only Ouija boards work? The Talk to Me type needs only one hand and can still tell a good story. Finally, I must mention the film's directors, Danny Philippou and Michael Philippou's brothers. They're YouTube video makers who focus on filming various prank-type scary short films. Talk to Me is their first full-length film. With a budget of $4.5 million, they got over $80 million at the box office. This kind of result is a very great achievement for the brothers' first time directing a full-length film.